In this video, we have a new PBE patch update. What's going on, guys? It's your host Sergeant Frost with another breaking news update. The new PBE 5.12 patch just went live on the PBE server, and we have some new patch notes to break down for it too. So let's not waste any time and hop right into these notes. For agent updates, let's start with Breach. Rolling Thunder ultimate points has been increased from 7 to 8. If you are interested on our thoughts and changes on these new chamber changes and nerfs, we have a video that we published a few days ago detailing all of his changes in depth and our thoughts on what these nerfs mean for him and how it will affect the overall meta. For the time's sake of this video, we won't go over every single chamber change as we have already covered it in the previous video. Now let's get on to Cypher. Cypher's Tripwire's health has been increased from 1 to 20. Fade's Prowler health has been decreased from 100 to 60. Harbor's High Tide duration has been increased from 12 seconds to 15 seconds, and his Cascade duration has been increased from 5 seconds to 7 seconds. Harbor has been struggling a bit in the meta, so it's great to see that the devs are throwing some buffs his way to make him a bit more usable. Hopefully these changes make him more worthwhile to bring into a team comp. In my opinion, these are some nice quality of life changes to his High Tide and Cascade. But unfortunately, it's not enough to make him a more viable controller than Viper right now in the meta. But these buffs are definitely a good starting place. KO's 0-point knife health has been increased from 1 to 20, and his ultimate has had its point cost increase from 7 to 8. Killjoy's Lockdown has had its health increase from 150 to 200, and her Nanoswarm has had a health increase from 1 to 20. Omen's Q Paranoia has had a cost decrease from 300 to 250. Phoenix's Blaze has had a cost decrease from 200 to 150. Raze's Boombot has had a health decrease from 100 to 60. Her Blast Pack has also had a health increase from 1 to 20. Sage's Barrier Orb Fortified Delay has been increased from 3 seconds to 3.3 seconds. And for her Healing Orb, the self-heal total amount has been decreased from 60 HP to 30 HP. And the allied total heal amount has been increased from 60 HP to 100 HP. Silva's Recon Bolt has had its health increase from 1 to 20. Sky's Trailblazer cost has been increased from 250 to 300. Her Regrowth ability has had a cost decrease from 200 to 150. Viper's ultimate has had a smoke integrity regen time increased from 5 seconds to 25 seconds. And the max time out of smoke has been decreased from 15 seconds to 8 seconds. And on top of that, the ultimate points required has been up from 7 to 8. Yoru's E Gatecrash has had its health decreased from 100 to 60, and the cost has been decreased as well from 200 to 150. Outside of the near chamber rework, in general, these agent changes aren't anything too major or game-breaking. The devs are mostly doing some tuning to agent ability credit costs and agent abilities health and durations. And on top of that, it looks like Riot is increasing some ultimate point costs on ultimates that they deem to be powerful or very team-friendly. On to gameplay system updates. New in system updates are assist tail tuning. Assist tails are the grace period duration after a debuff has expired where a player will still be rewarded an assist for debuffing the kill target. For concusses, nearsights, and detains, the assist trail has been increased from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. For exiting smokes, the assist tail has been increased from 1 second to 2 seconds. For slows, the assist tail has been increased from 1 second to 2 seconds. And for suppression, they've added a new 3-second assist tail. For damage interaction updates, abilities that output damage will now universally damage enemy objects that can be damaged. Exceptions are made for Sky's Trailblazer and Cypher's Trapwire that only deal damage to players. Here's a dev statement on this change for further clarification. We want to ensure that abilities are interacting in a consistent manner across the board. We want you to spend time thinking about how to approach utility in game rather than wondering if you can in the first place. Here are a list of agent abilities that are affected under these new changes. Brimstary's Incendiary Nade now damages Killjoy's Nanoswarm, Killjoy's Alarm Bot, Killjoy's Lockdown, Cypher's Trapwire, Raze's Blast Pack, Silva's Recon Bolt, Reyna Lear, Sage Barrier Orb, KO Knife, Chamber Trademark, Chamber Rendezvous, and Fade Prowler. Orbital Strike now damages Chamber's Rendezvous as well. Next up, Phoenix's Hot Hand now damages Cypher's Tripwire, Killjoy's Nanoswarm, Killjoy's Alarm Bot, Killjoy's Lockdown, Raze's Blast Pack, Reyna Lear, Sage Barrier Orb, Silva Recon Bolt, Fade Prowler, KO Knife, Chamber Trademark, and Chamber Rendezvous. Phoenix's Blaze now also damages Cypher's Trapwire, Killjoy's Nanoswarm, Killjoy's Alarm Bot, Killjoy's Lockdown, Raze's Blast Pack, Reyna Lear, Sage Barrier Orb, Silva Recon Bolt, Fade Prowler, KO Knife, Yoru Fake Out, Chamber Trademark, and Chamber Rendezvous. KO's Fragment now has a voiceover that tells his allies the number of enemies suppressed when the knife hits. On top of that, his 0 point now damages Fade Prowler. Next up, Killjoy's Nanoswarm now damages Cypher's Trapwire, enemy Killjoy's Nanoswarms, enemy Killjoy's Alarm Bots, enemy Killjoy's Lockdowns, Raze's Blast Packs, Reyna Lears, Sage's Barrier Orb, Silva Recon Bolts, Chamber Trademark, Chamber Rendezvous, Fade Prowler, and KO Knife. Raze's Blast Pack and her Paint Shells now damages Fade's Prowler. Silva's Shock Bolt now damages Fade Prowlers, Hunter's Fury now damages Raze's Satchel, Reyna Lears, Fade Prowlers, and Chamber's Rendezvous. Viper's Snakebite now damages Cypher Trapwires, Killjoy Nanoswarms, Killjoy Alarm Bots, Killjoy Lockdowns, Raze's Blast Pack, Reyna Leer, Sage's Barrier Orb, Sky's Seekers, Sova Recon Bolts, Chamber's Trademark and Chamber's Rendezvous, Fade's Prowlers, and KO Knives too. In terms of damage multiplier updates, the devs have stated, with damage over time area abilities now universally damaging utility, we took a pass on damage multipliers. These area damage abilities cover a wide space and deal large amounts of damage over their duration. We've reduced their non-player output to 50% of base damage to prevent instant destruction of enemy utility and to ensure abilities with higher health such as Sage's Barrier Orb retain their relevant impact. The Aftershock now deals from 250% down to 100% damage to non-players. Brimstone's Incendiary now deals 100% down to 50% damage to non-players. KO's Fragment now deals 250% down to 100% damage to non-players. Killjoy's Nanoswarm now deals 100% down to 50% damage to non-players. Phoenix's Hot Hands now deals 100% down to 50% damage to non-players. Raze's Blast Pack now deals 12,000% down to 250% damage to non-players. Pain Shells now deals 100% up to 250% damage to non-players. Boombot now deals 100% up to 250% damage to non-players. Viper Snakebite now deals 100% down to 50% damage to non-players. For allied ability damage immunity, the following abilities are now immune to allied damage: Chamber's Rendezvous and Trademark, Cypher's Spy Cam, Fade's Prowlers and Haunt, KO's Zero Point, Killjoy's Alarm Bot and Lockdown, Raze's Blast Pack and Boombot, Sky's Seekers and Trailblazer, Sova's Owl Drone and Recon Bolt, and Yoru's Gatecrash and Fake Out. And finally, in weapon updates, the devs have added a third damage range to the Spectre and updated distances. The new distances and body shot damage are 0 to 15 meters 26 damage, 15 to 30 meters 22 damage, and 30 plus meters is now 20 damage. For reference, the old ranges and damages were 0 to 20 meters 26 damage, 20 plus meters was 22 damage. In bug fixes, the devs have fixed an issue where Phoenix would not be decayed by Viper for a short period after dying during Run It Back while decayed. The devs have fixed an issue where Cypher wasn't able to place trapwires on the glass panels by the yellow crate on Icebox. The devs have fixed a bug where enemy spy cams or turrets could trigger Cypher's trapwires. The devs have fixed a bug where enemy knives could not damage Chamber's Rendezvous teleport anchor, and they have fixed a bug where Boombot would explode on contact with Yoru's Gatecrash beacons. Well everyone, that is all for this PBE update. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. This has been your host Sergeant Frost, and good luck on the grind.